Welcome to the Art and Hustle Podcast, a gallery of conversations, a space where you can hear all the amazing stories and life lessons of my guests. I'm your host, Linda Cheung, fashion designer turned multimedia artist, and I want to give you a space to tell your story.
Hello.
Hi. So good to see you. How are you?
Hi. Look how beautiful your makeup looks and your hair.
Yes, I work from home. Thank you so much. I never put makeup on anymore, so I felt like this was an event. Like,
Yeah.
let me put some lipstick on.
Yeah, it's funny. Like just doing these podcasts, I'm like, oh my God, I have to do something with my hair. I gotta like do my makeup. Usually doing it in front of the camera. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's like the opposite. So I'm like, should I do my eye here? Should I do it here?
Right. What's your good side?
Yeah.
You know? I like your backdrop. I don't have a backdrop. I have a blank wall.
That's okay. That's all right. I like your blank wall.
Thanks.
Oh my God,
as far as blank walls go, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really nice blank wall. So great to see you. How are you, honey?
Yeah, it's good.
Wait, should we cheers first? Did you bring something?
Yes, let's do that. I found some Malbec in my house, but I have a beer mug. So
I got a Moscato. Cheers.
That's nice. Cheers.
I like the size of your cup there.
Yeah.
Go big, right? Go big or go home.
Exactly. I don't really socialize anymore, so let's socialize.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So what have you been up to?
I have been trying to find my way since I lost my job.
I am sorry to hear that. The pandemic, right?
Yeah. So the pandemic, March of last year, 2020, I lost my job and I was there for about 14 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to fight somebody for you. How dare they do that?
Yeah, I know.
It's really gross. It's really gross.
Yeah, it was kind of traumatic. I think I was mourning it for a while.
For sure.
I kind of was in shock for a while. And I had to figure out, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do during this pandemic? Like,
right.
So somebody was like, you should really make some masks. You should start sewing masks. So I took my sewing machine out. I had all of this fabric left over from when I was doing cards. So
sure. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I had so much fabric. So I was like, I'm going to make a whole bunch of masks and get going with that.
Did that help you? Like, not only did you have a project, but hopefully monetarily, financially, it helped you a little bit.
Yes. Thank God I was doing that. And it lasted for about a year, which is perfect because...
Oh, wow. That's a lot of masks to get you through a year.
Yeah. I was a total Chinese sweatshop factory. I, incorporated my kids. My sister came. My brother-in-law came. Her kids were helping me.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad. I'm thinking you're making like a couple a week and sending them to your friends, but you had like an operation going.
Yeah, it was like a year operation.
Wow. Okay.
And like I decided, let me make these like custom. So like I let everybody decide like front and back. I tried to make it like fun so it can be like reversible. But yeah, thank God for that. That kept me afloat.
Really? That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. It's been tough. Like,
it's been really hard. How's it been for you, COVID and everything?
Okay, so I'm a writer, so I basically work in advertising more or less. So like I write commercials and promotional materials and things like that. So I could do that from anywhere. So I've been sort of lucky. I'm also a freelance writer, so like I review books and do little things like that here and there. So I've been okay. Yeah. I've been fine. I recently started a full-time job, so I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. But I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
And the past couple of years haven't been easy for a lot of different reasons, not only because, you can't just go out and see people, you can't socialize.
Yeah.
Everyone is isolated for a while. But also, you can't like just start a job and meet your coworkers. And,
yeah. You have to do these Zoom things, these damn Zoom podcasts.
Yeah, which is exhausting if you're Zooming all the time. If you're doing it once in a while, which I thankfully do not do it all the time, then it's fine. But
yeah,
Zoom meetings back and forth, no thank you.
Yeah. So do you do a lot of Zoom meetings? Or You're okay to like
So
do projects.
at the beginning, yes, but I'm left alone to do my projects, so that's good.
Okay, that's good.
Generally, you do need to like talk to everybody to
Yeah,
figure out like what's the game plan, what's the campaign, what's the,
yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's fine. I'm glad I don't have a lot of meetings at all.
Yeah. How long have you working for this company now?
A couple of months now. So
Okay.
it's different for me because I've been freelance for so long.
Yeah.
So having a set time to get up and
Yeah.
it's not difficult because I'm
Yeah.
a morning person. It's fine. That's
Yeah.
not difficult, but having to do something like
Yeah.
I can't just like take a walk in the morning. I just like
Oh.
start working.
Yeah, I'm like the complete
That's
opposite of you. So like now
Okay.
I just get up whenever the hell I want to usually.
Right.
But
Right.
I mean, obviously I have to get up when the kids get up. I make them breakfast and I, take them to school. But
Mhm.
I actually like I'm getting really used to this. Like I didn't know if I could handle this because I'm such a workaholic. I've always worked and hustled and did like 5 jobs and always on the move doing 5 million things that
Sure.
when this COVID happened and put me into a halt, I didn't know. I was like, do I go back to work? Do I go find another job 9 to 5? Or do I
Right.
figure out what I really want to do, with my
Sure.
life? Yeah. So,
So
I
did
mean,
you
like,
come up with any answers? Like
I
what do you want
did.
to do?
I
Okay.
did come up with some answers.
Introspection.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So after the year of making masks, I took a trip to Atlanta and stayed in an Airbnb.
Mhm.
And this Airbnb was so nicely, beautiful, coordinated. The colors, it had like a pop of orange. It was like all brand new. And the energy and the vibe of it was just so pretty and beautiful and welcoming.
Nice.
Like it even had like a chalkboard sign that said, happy birthday, Linda, and had like a little bottles of water, some chocolate, a couple shots, that helped because it was my birthday.
Nice. That helps for
Yeah.
sure.
And I was like, wow, this is like really nicely designed. Like if I ever do an Airbnb, this is how I want to do it. And
Okay.
so when I came back to New York, I was like, I have this room that I've been using as my art room.
Mhm.
And it never felt like the right energy. It always felt weird. They always had like a dark energy to it. I never wanted to go down there. It was cold, damp, scary, really.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I can't just write anywhere. I have to be comfortable.
Yeah, like I have to put some incense. I got to put some candles. I got to put like every single light on in the house because I get scared.
I totally get that.
I get scared.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Airbnb going on.
So, this room was like, it was like not right as my office or my art room. So finally, I was like, I think I'm going to turn it into an Airbnb. And
right, use it. If you're not using it, why not use it?
So it totally worked out. I started doing that last June. And ever since June, it's been like almost fully booked every single month. And so my goal now is Airbnb and art. And then somehow these podcasts came in too, because I was doing art shows. But since I can't do art shows during COVID, I feel like I still need to talk to all these people and hear their stories because everyone has an interesting story that needs to be told and it can help somebody. The tips that you had in your life maybe can help somebody else.
That is so cool. No, that's really, really cool. I am right now probably the least interesting person. I barely leave the house. I order groceries. Like I see nobody.
But
like
listen,
everybody
has a story. We came from CI. Come on, I'm sure you had some experiences in CI.
I've had an interesting life. I feel like I've lived a very interesting life. I think I'm an interesting person in general. But I can acknowledge truthfully that right now my life is not interesting. It's just not.
But maybe
we could talk about anything.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what your life needed at the moment is to just rest.
Yeah, I did need to. Yes, when I left New York, I needed to unwind, uncoil. I think I was very tightly coiled. I had so much anxiety. I was so depressed.
Yeah.
So not living in New York and just being able to relax and do things when I wanted to. Yeah. It's been great. It's been great. I recommend it. Like obviously not everyone can just like quit their job and live on the beach for 3 months. I understand that. That's not possible for everybody. I get that. Yeah. I get that. But if you have the opportunity for however you can work it out to like take a sojourn from life, I highly recommend it. It'll help you figure out your life and what you want to do, and if you're doing things wrong or right, or if you just need to relax. Like people need rest. You need a rest. Like, it's not normal that we work,
you have to like
work.
detox from the world and everything and all the stresses, right?
Yeah. And in this country, we don't have a good like benefit system. So there's no like required time off, vacation time. So
yeah,
like companies give you like 10 days off a year. That's not enough. So that builds up like all that exhaustion that builds up after several years. So I am very into taking time off every few years.
No, that's amazing. I mean, honestly, I feel the, Zen relaxed energy through this Zoom. I feel it, Suzi. I feel, well, do you like going Suzi or you go by Sarojini now? Like,
it's either one. Like, you've known me my entire life practically. Like, I would not ask you to change how you address me, because that's weird.
Okay.
Like, this is what you're going to call me now, okay?
I know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, oh, don't call me Suzi. It's funny because, Ronald Montgomery?
Yes.
So I called him Ronald on that podcast, and he's like, Linda, why only you can call me that, because we've known each other since elementary school.
Right.
He goes by Six. I
did not know that.
Yeah, so because he does his Six juice, and I guess because he's 6 feet tall, and he's always gone by Six for, I guess, forever. But I just known him as Ronald.
Yeah, I never.
Ronald. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, when I meet new people, or if I'm starting a job or whatever, then I introduce myself as Sarojini, and I make sure people know how to pronounce it, and I make sure that they say it. But for people, friends and family, whatever works for you.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and Suzi feels very comfortable, and it feels familiar. Because that's what everyone has called me for my entire life. So I'm good with that.
Okay, good. Awesome. Now, when did you decide to move out of New York?
2015, 2016. I think that's when I left.
That's been a while.
It has been a while. And at first, the first year I did nothing. I literally just went to the beach.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I just didn't, the thing about leaving your space or leaving a particular environment is you don't really recognize yourself until you're out of that space of what's really going on with you.
Yes, totally.
So it took me a long time to recognize I was very depressed in New York, and I was not really living up to my potential because I was depressed. So, that took a little unlearning and some work. So yeah, I needed time off, and I just didn't see it.
Yeah. So did you do all of this internal work by yourself, or did you talk to someone, or?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Yeah, I think therapy is very necessary for people who grow up in repressed environments where your emotions are not important. Please shut up.
You're a female, or you're Asian, all of those things.
Yes. All of those things
are all traumatizing. So I did a little bit of therapy, I think the last year, and I finally found one that I actually connected with. And
that's the most important thing.
It's a huge thing to find somebody that you can connect with, because I've seen other therapists and I never connected with them. Right. It was never a good rapport. It was never good a connection.
Totally. I hear that all the time, especially with women of color, because I don't know, maybe the field is very white. And so it's hard for people to understand, especially Asian background, right? We're both Asian, we're different kinds of Asian, but we're both Asian. And I think Asian women in particular have a really hard time growing up because we have all of these stigmas and how we're supposed to behave. And, a lot of people aren't traditional in their household. So some people can transcend that and it's fine, but that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I did not have that household. So I think for us, it's really hard for people who grew up in a typical American household to relate to people who grow up in an Asian type household. Your opinion literally does not matter. You do not get a voice in the household. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So learning to speak up for yourself is so hard.
Really, really hard.
It is really hard.
And then you don't realize, I was just speaking to this, I was just doing a podcast with Gary O'Valley, and we were talking.
How's he doing?
He's doing amazing. He wrote a book, and he's been promoting it, and he's also been active in the activist community to get some laws passed. So.
All right.
Yeah. So he's doing great. But we were talking about all of that, trauma and your voice and trying to find it and all that. and being suppressed. And it was quite interesting because it's really hard. It's really hard to get to that point where you don't even realize you're depressed for most of your life.
You don't know it. Sometimes you don't know it. You're keeping yourself quiet for so long, you don't even know you're doing it anymore.
Yeah. And no, everybody around you don't realize that you are depressed either, because I think all of us probably really did a really great job being functional people in our life and excelled, did great in school. We were chipper, we were happy, we were the happy Asians and happy, students, and we got along with everybody and we smiled.
School was the easiest part of my life. Like school, I never had to think about school. School was easy.
Yeah.
But everything else I had to relearn, unlearn as an adult, like how to function in society, how to talk to people, how to be honest. My hair's falling out. How to be honest and not how to be honest to myself, like what I really want.
And trusting yourself.
Yourself.
That was something that I was just talking to. I spoke to Sunrise.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh my God, Sunrise. How is she?
She's doing great. I haven't spoken to her literally since she left high school early. She left high school.
Yeah, she left early. I don't know how she managed that. I never inspired, but she did leave school early. Right?
Yeah, and I haven't talked to her since then. So it was amazing catching up with her because, with the way we were, if we were depressed and sad and all of this in high school, not awake and not aware of ourselves, you missed so much of that childhood and that aspect of yourself because I don't remember a lot of things.
Me neither.
That's what
that's part of it. That's part of it. Having memories.
That's what me and Gary on the last podcast, we just realized that there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember. And he's like, no, listen, you asked me about that. I packed that shit away in a little box deep in that corner. We're not going there at all, so you just don't remember. There's a lot of shit.
Don't remember. Absolutely. Everything's sort of pieces here, pieces there, but I don't have a real memory of even people sometimes because
that's what he said. That's what Gary said. Gary's like, people would tell me oh, you were really good in school. You were a great student, this and that. He's like, I don't remember a lot of that.
Right. I remember the reunion that we had that you organized. I was talking to people and I was thinking, I don't remember who you are.
Wow.
And I felt so bad about it, obviously, but it's just a blank slate. Some things are just blank. There's nothing there.
Yeah. So you only remember maybe the closer knit of people than the other people you don't remember? Okay.
Right. There are lots of people I simply I have no memory of. Who are you? Did we have classes together?
Yeah.
I was so focused on just surviving every day.
Yeah.
Just getting through the day, acting normal, being normal.
Yeah.
School was not a priority.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was easy. If school happened to be some kind of challenge, forget it. Thankfully, it was easy.
Yeah, because imagine if you were not doing well in school, and
right?
didn't get along with the teachers or didn't get along with your friends or whatever. Schiavo, I was talking to Schiavo, so it was funny. We were talking about race, and he was telling me all the students. I had this beautiful, student. She's Indian, and then this. I was like, it's either Suzi or her sister. It's one of them. I was like, I know
I don't think he had my sister. He had my younger sister, I think.
Oh, so he was probably talking about you then.
Probably, yeah. We were very close when I was in high school, and actually, he was really a good support system for me. Because growing up in an Asian household where you're basically an idiot, you should be quiet all the time. I always felt off in school. I didn't understand why I didn't understand my peers. I just didn't get it. I wasn't clicking with everybody.
Yeah.
He was the first person, especially the first adult, who made me feel you don't understand those kids because you are smarter than them. That's why you
So he saw you and validated you. Wow.
Right.
That's amazing.
I thought I was the idiot. I don't understand why I don't understand you people. But it's because I was just different than them. Maybe. Okay. I want to maybe say a disclaimer. I do not think I'm smarter than anybody, to be clear.
No, totally. I don't think I'm smarter than anybody. I feel these days we have to always put a disclaimer out there so people don't get upset, offended. They're just our views, our experience.
Right. I'm not insulting anybody.
Yeah.
I think where I was coming from is that I assumed I was dumber than everybody.
Yeah.
Because I just did not understand anyone.
Yeah.
High school was just what is everybody doing? I do not understand you people.
Yeah.
So he was the first person that made me feel like I wasn't an idiot.
That's amazing. I mean, like it was super fun to catch up with him, and we've done 3 podcasts since.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so I mean, like I split it up because our conversations, you know, because we can just talk forever, you know, about everything.
Yeah, he's good that way. I haven't spoken to him in so many years, but I do think of him often, and I hope he's doing well.
Yeah. I mean, when I speak to him again, I'm sure he sends his love because I think he mentioned this Indian person twice, and I was like, it's got to be Suzi. I was like, I know it has to be Suzi.
Right, like how many South Asian girls were in our high school? Like
he told this story.
Few, but
he told this story. He's like, we were talking about race and how, you know, in the restaurant in Ronkonkoma, everyone just thought we were these like dumb Asians who go back to our country. Mm-hmm. Why do you speak good English and this and that? And so he
does that all the time.
So he told me about this story where you basically probably, you know, told somebody off at 7-Eleven.
Yes. I can't believe you remember that.
No.
Oh, he
told me that.
I cannot believe he remembers that.
So you gotta tell the story because that
was for sure me. That was for sure me.
Yeah, so you have to tell it.
People at 7-Eleven would always ask me, like numerous times a day, Linda, how come I speak English so well?
Did you work there or you?
I worked there. Like, I think senior year. Senior year.
Okay. So that's basically like me working in a Chinese restaurant.
Right. Exactly.
It's like the typical.
Yes, exactly. Before I worked there, I remember the joke going around about me, like in 9th and 10th grade, was like, you look like you work in a 7-Eleven. And like, I didn't even get the joke because I didn't realize the stereotype of South Asians working in 7-Eleven. Like, I was so naive. I was like, what? But everybody would laugh. And I'm like, why is that funny? I don't, you know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know what the joke was.
Okay.
Until later.
Until you worked there. And you're like, oh shit, I just like stepped into that
stereotype, right? Like my friend Dennis, do you remember Dennis Courtright?
Yes.
Okay, so I was good friends with Dennis back then, and Dennis was like, oh, listen, he worked there, and he told me about the job. I didn't get a job because I'm South Asian, and this is South Asian stories because like a white guy owned it. He was like, oh, we need another part-timer. Do you want a part-time job? I'm like, sure. Like,
you're like, I don't care. Yeah, give me a job.
Yeah, sure, why not? Like, yeah. Let's get a part-time job. I like buying things.
God.
So that's how I got that job. But
that's funny. I mean, that's kind of funny. I mean, it's really funny, right?
It is. I hope Dennis is doing well.
Well, I'm going to have to reach out to him and add him to my list of people. I mean, like, it's kind of funny, like, doing this because I kind of just fell into it. You know, it's just like, oh, maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do the podcast and talk to all these people that, you know, I started doing the art show and you meet so many.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what, Linda, you're a very like naturally social person, like in a way that I'm not natural. So like it would never occur to me to like reach out to people and want to interview them.
Yeah.
You know, like people I already know. Maybe strangers because I have a journalism background, but you know, whatever. But like to interview my friends, I would never think to do that. So I think it's really interesting.
Like to me, I find I just naturally was just like, I'm just gonna talk to my friends because to me, I feel like my friends all have like interesting stories and we all have our different aspects of like how we grew up and what kind of jobs we're doing now. And like I feel like everybody has like tips and tricks and like the art of living. Like instead of just art right now, we're doing art and hustle. To me, like it's evolved into its own thing of like the art of living. Like everyone has a tip and a trick of how to get by in life. You know, you have yours, I have mine. So that's why I'm kind of including everybody and all of my friends because it's a beautiful eclectic mix. Yes.
You've always had like a good group of people around you, I think. And yes, you are eclectic, so you collect like different types of people, you know, on your travels. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. And then like Schiavo, he started like telling about like, you know, all of his like stories and like students and like racism, going into like book banning and censorship. But he was just really like emphasizing like we lived in like such a space of like critical race theory where, you know, we experienced all that and like that bubble of like oh, let's just put all these different races into this area of CI, and then there's like all the white people and all the people in this area, and you don't realize that until you grow up and you're reading these articles of like, yeah, they did that on purpose, right? I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, you don't know the history when you're a kid. You don't understand what the racial dynamics are. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
And like I'm glad I grew up in CI because we had the opportunity to go to school with a bunch of different types of people from different backgrounds. So like, I love that. Yeah. I don't want to go as far as to say like it was racism free because that's ridiculous. Yeah. Of course there was racism, right? Like my older sister, Sharmila, I don't know if you remember Sharmi. Mm-hmm. I think she graduated with Donna.
She graduated with my sister, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and I believe they were also friends.
Yeah.
So when my older sister graduated from high school, like I said, she's 3 years older than I am. So I was a freshman in high school and she was a senior in high school. And the yearbook that year, they had all of the graduating students hand in baby photos, right? So they can have like a cute little section where everyone has their baby photo. When the yearbook photos were published, when the yearbook was published rather, my sister's baby photo, someone drew a dot on the forehead, and that is what was published in every yearbook. Yes, so they had to issue stickers of my sister's original photo. So that means that somebody drew on the actual baby photo and had it published,
and then had it published and put it.
And then had it published. Yes. So not only ruined the photograph, but ruined the yearbook.
Wow, that's
someone crazy. On the yearbook committee was that racist. That racist.
Oh my God! Well, I was on the yearbook committee, but that year I was not on the yearbook committee. I was like,
Linda, are you a racist?
Oh my God! I was like, oh my God! I hope it wasn't the year that I would never.
Linda, you would never.
Linda, I know, but I'll be upset because there'll be people that I work with on the yearbook, thing. But that wasn't my year, so I didn't.
No, you didn't do it. It was
I didn't do it. It wasn't me, and
it was somebody else who had a problem with my sister. But anyway, so they issued stickers. They didn't even print new yearbooks. They just handed out stickers to put over.
Oh my God!
Every picture with the dot on it, with the bindi, the drawn on bindi. Yeah, it was disgusting. So I'm not one of those people who's like, yeah, it was a Benetton ad for everybody. It was wonderful. Like because And I suspect you as well, being that neither one of us is black or white, we fall into this like foreign looking area, right? So people are constantly asking us where we're from.
Or this Asian, this like exotic,
exotic,
oriental,
Absolutely. Yeah. So we don't have the luxury of being racism free, like because people see it, we carry it around with us, right?
Yeah.
So. And, up until pretty recently, you could still like tell Asian jokes and everybody would laugh. You could still put on like an Apu accent and people would laugh.
Yeah.
So I can't say it was racism free. It was better than most places, because when I went to college and I was surrounded by only white people who grew up in only white towns.
Yeah.
Man.
Where did you go to college?
Hofstra.
Hofstra, yes. See, my memory. I'm sorry, my memory's like
okay.
Horrible.
No, please don't worry.
I should know these things.
I didn't go far.
We went to Jersey. So, you're near me.
Yeah. So it was like all the rich kids from Long Island go to Hofstra.
Yeah, I'll go into Hofstra, right? Wait, Mike Ackerman was in. Was he in Hofstra?
Yes, I think I saw him a couple of times. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like Diane went to Hofstra also for a little bit.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't. Diane Nee. She played tennis.
Oh yeah, I know who she is. I just didn't see her. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, college, whatever.
Yeah, you didn't enjoy it.
No, it was fine. Go to school, go home. I don't care. Like, I love education. And I'm glad I went to college. Of course, I think for women of color, you have to get credentialed. Otherwise, people won't even like let you in the door.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how smart you are or talented or skilled. It just doesn't matter. Like women of color in the United States probably need to be credentialed in order to lead life or have a professional life.
Yeah.
So it's something that I knew I had to do. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I need it. Really, it was fine. It was fun.
Did you come across racism when you were there? Was everyone like looking at you?
Well, I not like directed to me per se, but like it was there. It was for sure there. Like people were very segregated. Like you would go to the student center or to the cafeteria, and
you would see it.
It was very segregated.
Oh,
it was pretty segregated. Like the international students, which were all like Asian students, then you would have like the jocks.
Yeah, it's like high school kind of.
It was. Yes, it was.
Wow,
very expensive high school.
Oh yeah, I know. That really hurt me to pay for all of that college.
Sucks. You went to Parsons, is that correct?
I went to Syracuse University for like a year and a half.
Okay.
And then I decided I didn't want to major in textile design or surface pattern design, which was like painting flowers and wallpapers with like a 000 brush with like one hair on it and painting.
Oh my God.
And
that sounds really...
Yeah, it was like repeats, just painting. I was like, after one semester, literally, I was like, I don't think I want to do this. Like we had to dye our paper in a special color. And then we had to do a wallpaper repeat on it. But my color wasn't coming out right. So I dyed it like 3 times. And now it's like midnight. I had to wait till it dries and paint it. And I spilled all of my gouache on top of my paper that had just dyed.
Oh my gosh.
That was it. I told everybody in the room, I'm like, I quit. I'm leaving.
I'm done. This is crazy. Yeah, okay,
literally decided right there. I'm like, I'm leaving. I can't do this. This does not giving me joy.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Like you have to enjoy what you're freaking doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, it was not giving me joy. I was not happy. I left after that semester. I was like, well, I'm leaving. What else can I do with my life and not be that stereotypical starving artist, you know?
Right.
So I was like, I have to find something that pays me a good amount of money because I can't be that starving artist, you know? I mean, we already have that stereotypical thing where, you know, we're Asian, we're stupid, we're, you know, whatever. But then add to that, like I'm an artist. So obviously I'm even more like stupid than the rest of the Asians who, you know, in my family were smart. And, you know, I mean, it's like difficult. You're like, okay, well, I have to make sure I prove myself, you know?
Absolutely.
So I went into fashion. And then many years and decades later, here I am talking to you, Suzi.
Life is surprising. Making plans is almost like silly at this point, right? Like we're like in a pre-apocalypse, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, like
crazy right now. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, I think we should just wing it and do the best we can and, you know, try to find like pockets of happiness and joy and appreciating life and appreciating the trees and putting your toes in the grass when you can. But yeah, you need to have a job somehow. You need to make money. You need to eat.
Yeah.
I hate that you have to work in order to eat. Like, I hate that. Like, that's just, but this is how we are living right now. And until that changes, then you have to work to eat.
Yeah. You got to figure it out. You know, you got to
figure it out.
You got to figure your needs out first before you can do all the other things. And like the goal is to find some sort of like passive income, you know, like I need a magic, like passive income idea. So if anybody who's listening can give me a magic passive income idea, but you know, currently it's Airbnb and art is like my pocket of like bubble that I'm doing right now. And I love it because then it gives me time to like really spend more time with my kids.
Absolutely.
Which, you know, before when I was a workaholic, I barely get to see them. You know, you leave home it's so early and then you don't get home until 7, 8 o'clock and you spend 2 hours with them? Like what kind of life and what kind of like balance of life is that? You know, work-life
It's crazy
balance.
How this society we've set up for ourselves. It's truly crazy. It's truly crazy. It makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense. And they get home they get home at like 2:30. But we would work till 5, but then take the, you know, transportation home. So you don't get home till 7 or 8.
Right.
It's just like an odd.
It's just not a life either. It's just not a life. It's not a life. It's not enough to like do all the things you need to do because with 2 parents working, who is running the errands, right?
Yeah.
So like you need extra time.
You need
more
another
time.
wife.
Yeah.
We all need another wife, an assistant, somebody to, help us with all those other things, that we are trying to do. And before COVID, I was literally like a maniac. Doing 5 million things.
Right. It forced you to slow down.
Yeah. I'm honestly I think it's a godsend, because if I didn't slow down, I probably would have had stroke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my health was not good. I was probably ignoring my health. My cholesterol was too high. My triglycerides are too high.
Oh my God.
And I kind of was just ignoring it. I'm like, just had blinders on. Like,
right. Yeah. Your priorities are screwed up when you have to worry about getting to work. Like truly, like that is what happens. That is what happens. Oh my God. And then
when you're like not overweight, you're like, well, I'm not really overweight, right? I'm like, I'm not that, but like to them, like, yeah, you need to lose some weight because whatever's in my blood is too much fat. So
I just recently found out that a dude I dated like in my 20s, who is my age, 45, just dropped dead of a heart attack.
That's what I mean. Like, you don't think that you're unhealthy, but like your blood is not healthy because of what's in our food. So really, we got to detox. It's scary.
And you have to also think about like your genetics, like what's the health of your parents? What's the health of, anyone else in your family? Like it's a lot to think about. And it's honestly like my parents don't have good health, and it scares me, but it scared me for a long time. And I've been vegan for a long time. Like I exercise on a regular basis. I don't eat crazy. I like to be outside.
Yeah.
And so like their lifestyle scares me, like just sitting around doing nothing and being unhealthy.
They're not moving as much.
Not moving. No, not moving ever. Like just laying on the couch. And like that really truly scares me. And I come from a long line of people with like strokes and bad health. So
yeah.
Well, this is something I've thought about for a long time. I'm not going to turn into that.
Well, that's great that you're aware of it and making those changes in your life. Like, how long have you been a vegan now?
Since college for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So how did it happen? Okay. So I've always been non-religious.
Yeah.
But I've wanted to believe in something, even though I don't.
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to fool myself and be normal like everybody else. Like, that what I was talking about
you
earlier.
You gotta believe in Santa.
I don't understand everybody.
You gotta believe in Santa. You gotta believe in Tooth Fairy. You gotta, Easter Bunny. Like, they exist. That's which is crazy to me that these are lies that you tell your kids.
These are the lies.
But why is that okay?
Why is I agree with you. I don't understand. I don't understand that. But there were all these lies you have to contend with as an adult. But I, as a young person, I didn't understand why all of my friends were sort of religious, and I wanted to believe in it too. Yeah. Even though I didn't, to fit in and to understand them better. Right. So like I felt like the idiot because like they got it and I couldn't get it. Like this is ridiculous. These are ridiculous stories. What are you? But like I wanted to. So like from a young age, I wanted to understand religious people better because everyone in my family is religious, and my peripheral family, like relatives, my immediate family is not. But anyway, so I tried to explore different religions, and I got into Buddhism in college. I think everyone does that, right? So the religion did not.
Buddhist, then you got to meditate.
So a lot of it did not stick because, again, I'm not a religious person, and I was just faking it, and I was trying to be like everybody else, and I am not. And
I love it that you're like, listen, I'm trying to be a Buddhist. I'm trying to be religious. I love it. Hey, listen,
I was such a freak. This
is like honesty right here, like I'm trying to fit in. Like
I'm trying to fit in.
Okay.
Santa? I truly do not understand what you guys believe, but I'm going to try to believe it.
Yeah.
So I got into Buddhism and it didn't click because I'm not religious, and I have to admit that to myself.
Yeah.
But the respecting animals and respecting all life, that stuff that really hit home with me.
Yeah.
So like the goal is to like lessen suffering in the world. And if I can do that in small ways, like not eating animals, done. That's easy. That is so easy. That's such an easy sacrifice for me. It's nothing. So to me, animals are not food. They're my friends.
You're like,
So,
don't eat my friends.
I don't eat my friends. So that's where that came from, and it really stuck. And I truly believe that it is everyone's goal. It should be everyone's job to lessen the suffering in the world, not add to it. And I became an activist. I would like protest circuses and like get spit on.
Oh God! Oh my God! Really?
People love their circuses, man. They love it. They love it.
Oh, wow.
So it was hard at first, but I did find a community like in college and through activism, and it stuck. Like I really respect animals, and it's
your health has got to be so much more phenomenal.
Yeah, like I have no health problems, like nothing. I have no cholesterol problems. I don't have high blood pressure. I have no weight problems. I haven't gained weight. Like,
so did you have those health issues before you turned vegan?
No. I've been lucky. I haven't had any health problems in my life.
Yeah.
I realize that's luck. Like a lot of life is luck. Like that's luck.
That's exactly what Schiavo said.
I believe that.
And it's funny, like as I'm doing all of these conversations with people, little things that people are saying are all like connecting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, someone just said the same thing. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, so it's like all connecting the dots. But he's like,
a lot of things are just luck.
Yeah, that he's like, listen, I've had a really lucky life. I had, great things, and I just want to teach my students to, think for themselves, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always thought I was that person, but I wasn't, because I'm trying to be religious. yeah.
You're trying to fit in. I mean, like when, you're in this kind of society and everybody believes that, you just want to figure out like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. All right, let me figure it out.
Right. Yeah. And I think I'm still fascinated by the subject. Like, why do you believe there's a person in the sky watching all of your moves and thoughts? Like, so it still fascinates me, like on a, like, I guess, sociological level, like, what makes people believe that? Versus like, faith versus non-faith. Like, I'm not judging. I'm just fascinated. Like, why it didn't stick with me. Why I don't understand it versus other people who buy into it and like live their lives in a really religious way, like sacrificing and, being really strict with various things.
I mean, I totally agree, because I never understood it either. I was just like, I don't know. And like Schiavo, Schiavo is, very into all of his books. He's read everything. So he's analyzed all of it, read it, and then he can spew it out to you. Me, I can't do that, but still, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like, what? Like, I don't.
Right.
So that's just me.
I'm fascinated.
Like that's just me. We don't, disclaimer, like we don't understand it, but it's cool. If you
no judgment. No judgment. Absolutely.
You believe it, that's cool.
Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. But I think what it is, and I didn't understand it like 20 years ago, but I think I understand it now, being like I'm an older adult now. Like we are middle-aged.
Oh my God! What?
Suzi, I know.
What? I mean, Suzi, you look exactly the same. This is the same thing I said.
So do you. Please stop it. A lot of people. Well, number one, if you're raised in a religious household, then that's what you believe. Like that's a natural thing. But I think it sticks later in life because you get a sense of community. It's like a regular tradition. Like you go to church or you go to temple. You're meeting the people who are like you, and like. Life is about joining teams, right? Like
because like we all want to like belong somewhere. So like it's like, where do you fit in? Which community can you relate with?
For sure. And I think that people are becoming less and less religious, even though they want the sense of community. Because like a lot of religions aren't changing with the times. They're still like anti-gay or they're homophobic, and like nobody wants to be around that. That's yucky. That's yucky. Or a lot of them are anti-trans now, which like, you just let people be people. Like,
I mean, like, I feel like religion should not divide us. Like, if there's a religion, if there's a religion that divides us, I don't think that doesn't just make any sense to me. I feel like if it was a religion, every religion should accept everybody, and we should all accept what you believe. Like, religion shouldn't divide us.
It shouldn't. I think the goal of religion and the actual application of religion are two different things. The goal of religion is to have a team, right? Sense of community, people you can belong with and share, break bread with. I get that. But the application, the execution of religion is to,
divide.
is to divide and to control.
Yeah, I feel like we should just all get along. Like we should all just get along.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, same thing with race, right? We should just all get along.
So silly. Like race is a figment of our imagination, but racism is not.
Yeah. We should just all get along. I mean, like we're all the same, but obviously I feel like we understand that more to the extent because we grew up with every single type of race.
Right, for sure. Yeah, so I don't see it that way. Like people are people. Like this is what life is. People are people. So we were lucky to grow up in New York. We were lucky to grow up in that particular suburb in New York. Because not everywhere is like that. Yeah,
like once I stepped out of that bubble, I realized, oh, wow, you weren't around a lot of different people. You weren't around Black people. You weren't around Asian people. So your mindset's a little more closed off, unfortunately. And hopefully if you meet some friends who are different colors, then maybe you won't be like that.
Saying stupid things like, why do you speak English so well?
Yeah, why do you speak English so well? Like, wow. I just don't know what to say to some people.
Right. It's
but the funny thing is that I think I went to Florida twice when I was like, I don't know, 20 something on vacation or something. And like both times I went went through like racist remarks. Like somebody was making like, some ching chong noises or something like that. And I forgot what the other person said, but I'm like, really? But to me back then, I was like, it's like whatever year is, how can you still be a racist? But that's
seriously, but then it's mind-boggling.
But then you're still here, you still have that racism still here. But to me, I was like, how do you think that? I'm out of high school, I'm out of college. I feel like people should be over that racism stuff and making fun of me. I'm like, why are people still making fun of me? I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. It's fear.
Yeah.
What it comes down to is like fear of the unknown or fear of different.
Yeah.
But to actually voice that, like, I'm scared of a bunch of things, but to approach another person and say, I'm afraid of this and I'm afraid of this. And like, it's just very bizarre. Like you would actually voice that negativity to another person and like, keep that shit to yourself.
Oh yeah. Like I would never do that. Like, I don't understand why people feel the need to do it. Right. Like that makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense to me. Like I see like all those stupid like TikTok videos or like Twitter videos, whatever, where someone is speaking Spanish in a supermarket and then someone starts screaming at them to speak English.
Oh,
what? Where are you in your life where you are screaming at a stranger in a supermarket about what language they're speaking? Like, I'm sorry that you don't understand them, but that does not give you the right to scream at other people.
Yeah, they must have gone through something traumatic that makes them feel like they can do that, possibly. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's just like power. Like, I can scream at you and nobody's going to do anything.
Okay, that could definitely be it too.
They're just used to having their way.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. You're not American enough, whatever that means. Like, what is American? Like, I don't even know what that means.
Well, American should be all of us.
Right.
Because really, it's not ours.
Oh, no. So, I know it's not because people treat me like a foreigner.
Yeah.
I know it's not mine.
Yeah. I mean, all of us, America's all the immigrants that came here. It's all of ours, Right. So.
Right. Indigenous immigrants, whoever was born here, it's everyone's. But people don't want it to be that way. People are uncomfortable with change, or people are uncomfortable with just like other human beings. I mean, it's not even really changed. It's just like.
Yeah. How is it in Florida where you're at? How is it?